Well, hello there, and good evening, everybody. I'm William Brantley from the North Jackson, Tennessee area near Westtown Commons Shopping Center on Walker Road, about a mile north of Exit 80. Ready to share with you today's climate summary and give you a forecast for the next few days in just a few moments. Since I did miss yesterday's climate summary and video, I thought I'd go and let you know that yesterday's low here was 60 degrees. Yesterday's high was 89 degrees. But today's low was 67 and today's high was 88. But I'm sure you wanted to know yesterday's. And of course, I had no rainfall yesterday. Winded up for the month of May with 5.25 inches of rain here. Normal's 5.69, so I was a little bit below normal, but not by much. Roughly 3/4 of an inch, or near thereabouts. For the year, I winded up with so far with 23.27 inches, and normal is 23.54. So I'm just a little below normal on that, but that's just the way it happens sometimes. I'll catch you up somewhere along the summer, I'm sure, to normal. Oh, by the way, there's a flash flood warning just north of us in Gibson and Carroll counties until 10:15, I believe. And there's a report on Twitter, according to the National Weather Service, of about 2.5 inches up there within the last hour or two. And I'm briefly going to show you the radar right now and then go back to giving you the stats here. Right now the moon is shining, if you can call it that. The moon's out here in North Jackson near Westtown Commons Shopping Center. But I did go off to do something not too far away from here right around 8:15, and I did notice some lightning going on to my north, which explains this radar pretty good. So let me show it to you real quick, and then I may turn it back around and read to you the stats here shortly. Hold on. This is the radar as of right now, 8:47, and that's the rain and storms that's been plaguing parts of Gibson and Carroll counties for about the last hour or two, I suppose. And as you can tell, it's been raining pretty good just up north of Jackson. Maybe 20, 25 miles maximum. Came a good one in Tresvant, Macklin, Mooresville, even over in Huntington. I was doing it real good in Milan, raining hard there, and it looks like it's forming just between Humboldt and Trenton, which I think that's Fruitland, Tennessee, isn't it? Somewhere, or just maybe north of Fruitland, where it's raining now. But there's even some trying to form up just west of Trenton, or Dyer, I should say. And but all of it should start dissipating after sunset, not long after sunset. Let me bring it out just a little to see if how much further out it is. That's not that much further out, it look like. Okay, now that it's tucked better, I got Jackson kind of on the bottom of this radar view. That's a little bit better view of the storms. You got pretty heavy right up there around Milan and maybe Bradford and maybe possibly Greenfield and Milan Arsenal and then over toward what is that? Trenton, I'm trying to think of. Yeah, I think that's Trenton over there. It's getting pretty heavy over in the Trenton area right now, I think, if I'm not badly mistaken, or just south of Trenton. In that area, but around, and there's a small little tiny one over there west of Alamo, but I think it's going to dissipate pretty shortly. I think that's it though, as far as any rain around the area. Let me kind of put it back local on Jackson just a little bit here, and put it out one more view just to be sure. Yeah, that's primarily it. But those of you who live in that area, you're going to say, my God, I had a lot of rain today. Like I said, according to the Weather Service office, someone reported, or at least there's radar indicated, of 2.5 inches of rain in Atwood. So that's a lot of rain up in that area. And as you can see, it's really not moving much. It's just kind of drifting around. Looks like it's almost moving west-southwest, kind of. But it should be gone. And there's a few more over there. They're dissipating now that the sun's gone down. And there's a few over in Middle Tennessee, near Franklin and around Murfreesboro and McMinnville, but they're going to be dying out shortly also. But I just thought I'd let you see. I wish I'd came on sooner. I might even had a better radar view than what I've got now, because I'm kind of catching storms as they're decreasing in size. But anyway, so there it is, and there you see it. And other than that, everybody's in the clear. All right, let me go on to back to me for a second. No offense. While I read the stats to you, maybe it'll be okay. Get it back on me a little bit better. No offense. I like being in there just a little, just for fun. Alrighty. Let me read you the stats, and then I'll show you the frontal map. Let me see if I can line myself up pretty clear here. Alrighty. Again, that flash flood warning for up north that I just showed you is until 10:15, I believe, for Gibson and Carroll counties. So just be careful up there, because even still it looks pretty rough up there, right between Milan and Trenton. So if you live in that area, look out, my friends. Up down here, though, they're not doing anything here in Jackson, though. Well, summertime, widely variety, scattered thunderstorms. Well, we're getting into that season real good. Well, all right, let me move on to the stats. I believe the temperature as of 8 o'clock, I did look at that, it was down to 77 degrees here at that time. Back at 5 p.m., the skies were partly cloudy at that time. The temperature was 85 degrees. The dew point was 67 degrees. The relative humidity was 57%. And the wind was out of the south at 9 miles per hour. And the barometric pressure was 30.03 inches of mercury. Today's low, as I mentioned, was 67 degrees. That's not a record warmest. I'll give you that in a moment. Today's high was 88 degrees. Like I mentioned yesterday, it was 60 for a low and 89 for a high for yesterday. Today, 67 and 88. No rain today, of course. Today's lowest relative humidity was 51% at 3 p.m. The highest was 100% at 6 a.m. Now, the lowest barometric pressure today was 30.03 at 5 p.m. and the highest was 30.11 at 9 through 11 a.m. Now, today's highest wind gust at the Jackson Airport was 13 miles per hour out of the south at 4:13 p.m. Alrighty, now the sun, by the way, has already set. It's set at 8:06 p.m. It'll be rising tomorrow morning at 5:41 a.m. The moon will be setting tonight at 1:21 a.m. and rising tomorrow morning at tomorrow afternoon, rather, at 1:54 p.m. So it sets tonight at 1:21 a.m. and rises tomorrow afternoon at 1:54 p.m. Today's records for June the 1st, hottest high would be 96 degrees, and that happened in 1951. The coolest high would be 65 in 1997. The warmest low would be 75 degrees in 1958, while the coldest low would be 44 in 1968. And the rainfall record for today, we had a gully washer here in Jackson back in 2005. Actually, that would have been When I lived on Camellia Drive, I believe back in 2005, I had 4.20 inches of rain that day. And I lived on Camellia Drive out south in the Bemis area on this date back then in 2005 and had 4.20 inches of rain. That was a gully washer, kind of like Atwood got tonight, and still may be getting it just a little bit even now. Alrighty, let me move on to the map, the fronts and all that good stuff. And then I might go back to that satellite one more time, or radar, if I can get it straight here in a minute, and show you the latest map features, if I can get it out, as of 8:54, which is about what time it is now. Let me turn it around so you can see it. Current map features really doesn't have a whole. I want to show a little bit of a distant one first, if I can get the camera to hold steady enough. You can see stationary frontal north. That probably contributed to those scattered afternoon showers and storms to develop. I didn't have any in my forecast, but then again it hadn't rained here, but it has north. But what can I say? But people to the north of Greenfield on up toward Martin and Union City and places like that, they didn't have anything today either. Now Henderson County, not Henderson, but Henry County, up around Paris, Tennessee, they did have a severe thunderstorm warning earlier this evening. I think it expired sometime during the 6 o'clock hour. I can't remember exactly when. Matter of fact, it expired at 6:30, and I didn't even know there was a warning. I was sort of out of pocket at the time and got back on just in time to put the warning on my sites. So they had a little severe thunderstorm. Well, I don't know if there's such thing as a little, but a severe thunderstorm warning up in Henry, Paris, Tennessee, Henry County, up there around 6:30. And then, of course, you got the one that's hitting now in parts of central Gibson and Carroll counties. So those are the counties that nature is hitting tonight. But it should be clearing out before midnight, no matter what. Should be. All right, let me go through the map real quick. And let's see. You actually can, if you look real close, you can see those little showers in Tennessee. Let me see if I can get that just a little clearer. Maybe right there. That may be good enough. I don't know. So I'm going to rain mainly most of the precipitation south of us. As you can see, a stationary front to our north that goes into a low pressure over there in Kansas. And then that tracks on way on up to a low pressure way up near Hudson Bay. My goodness. Way up there in Canada. And there's another one that's off the east coast that's not going to affect us any. Now you see a little bit of Florida getting some rain today. But the rest of the country is mixed, scattered showers out west, mainly in the mountains. California don't look too terrible at this point, or Washington and Oregon for that matter. And scattered spots in Canada, like you just saw. And then back home, you see what it's like here in Tennessee. Let me get a close-up view real quick of that one, of Tennessee here. And then I'll go back to the, see, maybe that'll do. Alright, I think it's just updated on this one. Just gave an update. That shows it just a little bit closer for Tennessee, and that rain on this one, even though it's not moving. If I got it real close, it'd probably show up a little bit better. Now you see a little yellow in that one in Tennessee. I wish I could get that plain. It's so blurry. That's about as good as I'm going to be able to get it, I think. But there you see the precipitation to our south. There's that trough, a trough front that doesn't even call it that, and then over in Arkansas, that probably contributed to the storm built up too. Got just enough cold air in the upper atmosphere in spots to help these things form, But since there's really no push in any certain direction, the storms just kind of float around. And that's exactly what's going on north of us. They just don't have no Pacific movement, so they just sit around till they rain themselves out. And that's what that is doing up north of Jackson tonight. Unfortunately, that's unfortunate for our friends up there in Gibson and Carroll County, since they're the ones under the shower and thunderstorm. But hopefully they'll be okay before too long. All right, that's the map as of right now. Let me go back to the radar one more time. Show you that it's still going on up there. My goodness. Let me see if I can get it slightly. You can see around us everything's dissipating. That's the heaviest run around, isn't it? You see, I'll get another closer view here. And go one more in. Yeah, that's about as good as I'm going to get. I even took it off of Jackson. I'm not even going to put Jackson on it, because we're not getting anything here in Jackson. It's not far away, but we're not going to get nothing here in Jackson tonight. Let me have to bring it down just a little. There we go. We're okay here in Jackson, but it's still going on pretty good. Just south of Greenfield and Rutherford southward, and that's gone out of Rutherford now, though. Trenton, it's all around Trenton, basically. Was in Dyer, but it's like it's dying down over in Dyer. But it's showing signs of dissipating now, even though it's still kind of heavy, especially between Milan and Trenton. But it does look like it's trying to branch off a little bit to the southwest, but I doubt if it'll amount to anything, though. Much more than it already has. I'll put it that way. It is beginning to fizzle out toward Huntington and where is Huntington at on here? I'm trying to find it. Okay, that's too far. Oh, there it is. There's Huntington, kind of in the shadow there in a way. It's still raining up there in Huntington, especially on the south end. A little bit on the north end, but heaviest on the south end of Huntington. And Macklin, Mooresville, Tresvant, still raining pretty good in Atwood. But the heaviest by far is right between Milan and Trenton, but kind of south of that. Like, what is that, Highway 412 or 426 or something like that? 426 that leads into Trenton. That may be Gibson, Tennessee. I'm not sure. That might be Gibson, Tennessee, where it's raining the hardest. I forgot about Gibson. Gibson's right in between Humboldt and Milan. And maybe where the heaviest rain is going on right now is up in Gibson, Tennessee. Like I said, nothing here in Jackson, so I'm not even going to worry about that one. Alright, let me see if I can get a quick satellite picture for you. And the other one didn't want to come up that I like showing, so I decided to go to this one. This one's fairly recent anyways. It's as of I think it's what was that, 20 something? 1:45. That would be 8:45, I guess. 8:45 our time, which is not that long ago. As you can see, there are scattered clouds around the area, even around us in other states. But the thickest, oddly enough, is just north of us. And that's going to be moving through overnight. And as you can see at the last frame there, how the clouds are kind of puffy just north of Jackson there. I wish that other one worked, but it didn't. But you see how it gets a little puffy just north of Jackson. You got to imagine slightly north of the center of West Tennessee, kind of where Milan is, and all. But it looks like it's clearing pretty good south of that line, like where we're at here in Jackson. So it won't be too much longer before we get some of that clearing, and it should clear on out, especially toward midnight. and be generally fair skies, I believe, tomorrow. I think that's what I've got down. Yeah, mostly clear skies for tomorrow. Alrighty. Let me go on ahead and go back to the radar and keep it on that, since this seems to be so lit up. Just north of us here tonight. And I'll let you watch it while I read to you the forecast for the general area. Well, around us, of course. Let's see, where's Mylan? There it is. I'll just leave it on this for fun, I guess, if you can call it fun. I'll read you the forecast, and maybe I'll be almost through. My goodness, 20 minutes already. Tonight's forecast, generally speaking, is calling for very cloudy conditions till at least around midnight. Then it should become fair by then, and all day tomorrow. Around here in Jackson, I'm not expecting any rain here, even though it's close by. But to our north, there is still a chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms, but they should diminish before midnight, especially the ones you're looking at right now. And hope everything turns out all right to our north. There's no severe thunderstorm warning or anything like that for that storm up north, just a flash flood warning, but that's bad enough too. The skies should be mostly clear tomorrow with the low temperature near 63 degrees. Tomorrow's high should be about 88, the same as it was today. We should have east winds of 5 to 10 miles per hour. The weekend's looking better. Hallelujah. On Saturday, it looks like it's going to be fair skies now. No rain's expected at this time, with a low near 64 and a high of 89. My goodness, it's going to be warm, with southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And on Sunday, it looks like that's going to be the rainy day, but it's not going to be a huge washout. We only have a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. On Sunday, most likely very cloudy that day, with a low near 66 and a high of 86. We've got to have some sunshine to get that warm, so we're going to have a little bit of sun and some scattered storms on and off on Sunday, of course. With the southwest winds at 10 to 20. Monday, now it looks like it's going to have a 40% chance. Very cloudy skies with a 40% chance of a few scattered showers and thunderstorms on Monday as well. But I believe it's going to be clearing by Monday night, with a low near 67 and a high of 88. And then finally by next Tuesday, the 6th, we're going to return to mostly clear skies, with a low near 61 and a high of 83, with north winds at 10 to 20. And I believe it's going to be mostly fair for all of next week once we get to Tuesday through Saturday even. It looks like it's going to be generally mostly fair skies, with highs in the lower 80s on Tuesday, 83 degrees or so. And then by next Saturday, we may climb up to 90 degrees for a high. We haven't hit 90 degrees for a high yet, but it's projected for this coming Saturday, the 10th. Okay, well, not this coming Saturday, but Saturday week, Saturday week the 10th. Alrighty, and the lows should average in the upper 50s to low to mid 60s. Kind of give you an idea of what to expect a little bit beyond this weekend. Alrighty, I believe that's it for tonight. I better call it even, since I'm kind of a little longer than I thought it would be, but I thought you'd like to see those storms. I wish I'd gotten on it a little sooner. I could call some of the other areas that got hit other than ones I mentioned, but since it's kind of holding where it's at, they may have been the main ones that did get hit. Alrighty. That's it for tonight, folks. I hope all of you have a very pleasant Thursday night, June the 1st. Oh, welcome to June, by the way, 2017. And I hope you wake up to a beautiful Friday, June the 2nd, 2017. It should be mostly clear. Like I said, low near 63 and a high of 88. And the sun should be coming up tomorrow morning again at 5:41 a.m. Alrighty. That's it for tonight, folks. Good night. God bless. And I hope to get a chance to get back with you again tomorrow night. Until then, good night.